Let me tell you, it's not always about the crab cake in Maryland. So stay tuned and I'll show you something else that you can make with crab. So if you've ever been to Maryland and you've been to a seafood restaurant in Maryland, you know that pretty much crab is king. And today I'm going to do crab balls. Now I've done crab cakes before. It's very similar. But crab balls is what you would normally get as an appetizer at a Maryland seafood restaurant or a crab house or what have you. And they're fun. They're nice little appetizers. They're easy to make. And if you've got friends coming over, this is something you can whip up real quick and everybody will enjoy them. And I can guarantee after you watch this video today, you're going to want to go out and make some crab balls. So what goes in our crab balls? First of all, I have a pound of claw meat. Now some people use jumbo lump. I like to use claw because it has some nice big chunks in it, but it also has some smaller pieces of crab. I like my crab balls a little bit more compact. Don't like such big chunks in them because sometimes they kind of fall apart. So I use claw meat from my crab meat on my crab balls. And what else? I'm going to use some of my breadcrumbs here, for about half a cup. And I have one egg that I'm going to whip up. And I've got 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, 4 tablespoons of mayonnaise. I'll probably put a teaspoon of Old Bay in there. That covers the crab ball itself. I'm going to also make an aioli. So for the aioli, I got about a half a cup of mayo. I'm going to use probably about a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons of lime juice. 1 garlic clove that I'm going to go ahead and crush into my mayo. And again, I'm going to throw some Old Bay in there to give it that Chesapeake flavor to my aioli. So I'm going to get things situated here. And then we'll start putting these things together. So the first thing I'm going to do before we get going here on the crab balls is I'm going to make my aioli. So like I said, I have a half a cup of mayo here. To that, I'm going to crush in my little garlic crusher here that I hardly ever use, but I'm using it today. 1 clove of garlic. Get in there nicely. I'm going to take probably about, actually roll this out first. I always like to roll my limes and lemons. Kind of breaks it up on the inside, makes it easier to juice. So I have my lime here. Let's go ahead and squeeze this in. Probably end up being about a teaspoon of lime juice. There we go. And my Old Bay. I'm just going to give this about a teaspoon of Old Bay. There we go. And we'll mix this up. This is going to be good. Nice little dip in aioli for our crab balls. Go ahead and give this a little taste. That's killer right there. Alright, we'll get this out of the way and we'll get into our crab balls. Alright, so first I'm going to get my dry ingredients together. I've got my crab. I'll go ahead and put it in my mixing bowl here. I'm going to put about a teaspoon of Old Bay. I'm going to put about a half a cup of breadcrumbs in here. My own breadcrumbs. I don't like to put a lot because I don't like to put a lot of filler in here. So that's no more than a half a cup. A little bit more there. We're good to go. Alrighty. Here's my dry ingredients. Now for my wet ingredients. You got my 1 egg. Go ahead and mix this up well. I've got a teaspoon of soy sauce. Some people use Worcestershire sauce. I use soy sauce. Get that going. My 4 tablespoons of mayo. And I forgot to mention earlier mustard, and I don't have any yellow mustard, so I got some spicy brown. I'm gonna go with spicy brown. I'm gonna put about tablespoons in there. There we go. That'll work. And I'll get this all nicely mixed up. Toss that in with our crab. We'll make some balls. Now we're gonna eat them. All right, so we're pretty much mixed up there. Get this in. And the key here is not to over mix our crab mixture. So we'll just kind of fold this all in. Smells good and it's not even cooked. And I'm being careful not to totally mess up my big chunks of crab. Nicely mixed. All right, so I'm going to clean a few things up here and then we'll get back to forming these up. So now on to forming up our crab balls. Now I also take some more breadcrumbs, some finer breadcrumbs, and I like to take my crab balls and roll them in breadcrumbs. Some people do, some people don't. I think it makes it just a little bit more crispy. So I'm going to go ahead and I've got my little cookie ball scoop here. I'm going to make a ball. Get it in my crumbs. Just a quick toss. And onto my little parchment paper here. Okay, continue on. So when we come back, we'll go ahead and have a lot of balls made up and we'll get some into the fryer. So we're back. I got 16 little crab balls out of that 1 pound, so that's 1 ounce piece, I guess. All right, so I'm gonna get the air fryer set up. We're gonna put 7 minutes on the timer. We're gonna set it for 350 degrees. And we're going to go ahead and start it. I'm going to go ahead and preheat this. Then we'll spray the bottom of the pan. We'll spray the top of the crab balls. And I think they're going to come out pretty darn good. So it's asking me to add the food. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and spray the bottom of the pan. Oops. I'm going to give this a little pump. Needs a little more pumping. I'm only going to cook off 4 of these to begin with. Now I'm going to get these going for about 3 minutes before I actually spray the top. So we'll get this in and we'll wait. Here we are, finished product. Now I got to tell you, the 350 at 7 minutes didn't work so good. It's right at the 7-minute mark when they're ready to come out. They were okay, but they weren't as crispy and brown as I wanted them. So I added an additional 2 minutes and I bumped up the temperature to 400. So you could probably get away with cooking them for the 7 minutes at 400 and it'd be fine. Now, let's go in and give this a little bit of a taste here. And these are nice and crispy, light. I mean, look at this. Oh, baby. Got my aioli over here, and it's time. Maryland crab balls, and they're yummy. And you can't have them. No, you can have them. You gotta make them. You saw how I did it. You can do it too. Enjoy these little tasty morsels at your own home, and I think you'll be delighted. So this week's shout out, or this episode shout out, goes to all those Navy CSs working at the White House staff mess. Yep, they're Navy CSs working at the White House staff mess. Not Army, not the Air Force dudes, Navy. So hey, they are always in there cranking out some awesome meals for the White House staff, the West Wing. So this shout out to you guys. And hey, so if you enjoyed our video, please hit the like button, subscribe, most importantly, share. So until next time, we'll see you and thanks.